Hello people, how you guys doing? Little Guy G here, welcome back to another Payday 2 video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the Ethan Winters build from Resident Evil 7. So recently, I've been playing Resident Evil 7. I bought it on Steam because, you know, I thought, fuck it, why not? It looks like a cool game. And I've been playing the crap out of it. I've even done live streams about it as well. If you haven't seen my live streams, I put one up on my YouTube channel, but like I played through the banned footage and stuff, and it's an awesome game. So in inspiration of Resident Evil 7, I decided to do a build for the main character, or just showing off like a build that you can do you know, in the style of Resident Evil. So as you see in the beginning there, I've kind of merged the two games together, so you can clearly see I have a shotgun, I got a Glock. There's even weapons that I'm going to be using this build, like obviously the Flamethrower, and you can use grenade launchers too. So yeah, I'm going to be focusing mainly on one specific build, but it's going to be a lengthy video, but I'm going to be trying to do two versions of the build that you guys can do. Because with this one, you can mix and match. Because in Resident Evil 7, two things I need to clarify. In Resident Evil 7, you can carry up to 4 weapons. And obviously, with these 4 weapons, you can switch between them. You can have like a knife, a pistol, a submachine gun, which unfortunately is a PP Bison. And there's not a PP Bison in this game, so I can't use a Bison. I'm sorry for those people who like the SMG. But there's a shotgun. There is an alternative shotgun as well, the M21, which looks like the Jocelyn, which obviously I'm showing off. There's the Rhinefield as well, which is obviously the pump action shotgun. There's the Shimano pistols, which is like the Glock pistol in the game. So I've been trying my best to kind of merge all of the weapons together, you know, like grenade launchers and such. But yeah, I try my very best, guys, to make it in the style of Resident Evil, but still obviously keep it good for Payday 2, for example, like a useful build to help you in a heist, like for mayhem and stuff like that. Because surprisingly, this build is actually really good, and I've been using it quite a bit. And the upside especially is the skill tree and how I use the perks. So number 2 thing I have to clarify is, why am I wearing heavy armor? In Resident Evil 7, your guy runs extremely slow. You go at a very slow pace in Resident Evil, and I'm going to be talking about stuff like skills and stuff, and how I can relate the skills from Payday 2 into different skills that you can get in Resident Evil 7, because there is a game mode with the season pass called Nightmares, and or Nightmares, sorry, and it's like a survival mode, like a little bit like COD Zombies, but it's like a survival mode where you have to like collect scrap, and you basically craft weapons. You have to survive the night. There's like 5 rounds pretty much you have to survive, which are really lengthy rounds, by the way. Games after it's like half an hour. So I try my best, guys, to just narrow it down to skills that Resident Evil players are used to as well. For example, speed upgrades, health upgrades, shotgun skills, you know, shotgun power and pistol power, because you can do pistol upgrades and shotgun upgrades. You can upgrade the flamethrower, you can upgrade the submachine gun. Unfortunately, there's no submachine gun. So sorry, this intro is very lengthy. I just really wanted to get that out of the way, because I put so much time and effort into making this build, and I've been trying my best to really nail down every last bit, every last weapon for this character. So yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoy this build, and I hope it helps you out a lot. And if it's a fun build, let me know in the comments what weapons you would use, and let me know if you play Resident Evil 7, you know, what's your favorite weapon in Resident Evil 7. Mine's definitely the badass shotgun. I love the shotgun, it's so good. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we're going to get straight into the video now, starting off with the weapons like I usually do with the build videos. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let's get right into the build. Alrighty, guys, so kicking off with the weapons, I'm going to start by talking about the Jocelyn shotgun. So in Resident Evil 7, there are 2 shotguns you can use. The first one is a pump action one, the second one is a double-barreled one. I prefer the double-barreled shotgun in the actual game, so I decided to showcase the Jocelyn shotgun right here. You can use the Rhinebeck as an alternative shotgun if you want to use the pump action one. That's entirely up to you, though. Now, the Glock is pretty much the Shimano pistol. It doesn't matter what variant you go for. It's just there's a random Shimano custom pistol here. There are, I think, 3 or 4 variants of the Shimano pistol. There's the compact pistol, the Shimano custom. So you can literally just use any Shimano pistol, because it looks like a Glock 18 pretty much. It is a Glock 18. So yeah, use that to your liking. I'm just showing off right here some of the weapons you can use this build, like the JPS-12 shotgun. There's the cross-kill pistol, which is basically the pistol upgraded from the Glock. And there is also, of course, the flamethrower that you can use. I'm showing you at the end right here, the Rhinebeck shotgun as well. All viable options for this build. So really quickly, I'm going to talk about some melee weapons in the game. So, in Resident Evil 7, you can use, you know, not many melee weapons. You can use a knife, you can use some equipment. They even have in Payday 2 bolt cutters. You can use bolt cutters near to the start of the game to cut off a chain. So that was pretty funny to see that in Payday 2, actually, looking back at it. You can use hatchets because you can use an axe in the game. But of course, we have to go with the melee weapon, which is the chainsaw. Without a doubt, you can use a chainsaw in this game for one sequence, which is a boss fight, and it's super in the game. It's super fun to use, very fun to use. And also in Payday 2, it gives you that same sort of feeling when you use the chainsaw. And in the skills, I use just a few melee skills as well to buff up your melee damage, to give you some reload speed too. So I'm going to talk more about that in the skills video. But I've used it a lot actually. It's Bloodthirst. So to be honest with you, there's not much point in me explaining it again. It's literally just a perk where the more kills you get, then use a melee, damage goes up over time the more kills you get. So then when you finally do melee damage, is already being multiplied. So when you do melee damage, obviously it's stacked and stacked. So obviously you can do more melee damage towards the end. So guys, that was the melee weapons, and we're going to move straight on to the skills. Now here's the fun part, the skills. So with the skills, I've tried to make it like Resident Evil 7, obviously, like I've said previously. So in the medic tree, we're going to have first aid kits, obviously, because first aid kits are how you actually heal in the game. Although in Resident Evil 7, first aid kits are this liquid you pour on you, like alcohol. So yeah, so I got Underdog Ace only so then I can get Overkill. Underdog doesn't really matter too much, but I got Underdog Ace so I can get Shotgun CQB, and I can get, obviously, Overkill. Overkill's a massive, massive part of this build, keep in mind. So yeah, as you see here, I'm just clicking on Underdogs. We've got Shotgun Impact, then we've got Shotgun CUB for that shotgun reload time and that damage as well. We've got Overkill, so every time I get a kill with a shotgun, it increases, and when you ace it, you can actually do more damage with other weapons, and any weapon can do more damage, and that's why the pistol comes into use in this build. Obviously, Iron Man to get the heavy armor, the tactical vest, and obviously I've gone with Bullseye and just work my way up with these skills just so I can get that stuff there. Scavenger is actually quite important. Actually, Scavenger, I thought about it, and Scavenger is a good one because obviously with Scavenger, in the game you are constantly running around and trying to get ammunition. You're running around and trying to scavenge stuff. So obviously I thought, Scavenger would be an appropriate perk to have. And with this build, there is literally, obviously you see here with the pistol skills, this build is a lot of mix and matching. Okay, if you're going to be using different weapons, I recommend that you switch up some of these builds. For example, if you're going to use the flamethrower over a shotgun, then I recommend you take the shotgun skills off, or even leave on Overkill so you could do some extra damage, but I don't know if that would do you any good with a flamethrower. So you could even go and take off the perks of the shotgun and put it into fully loaded, like I'm doing here. I'm just mixing and matching, so you can really make this build yours, and make this build how you play Resident Evil 7, pretty much, and how you want to play it. That's a good thing about Resident Evil 7. You play how you want to play it, really. You can go around with a pistol or a shotgun. If you favor a Mag 7 or like a pistol, you can. If you favor a flamethrower, you can go around with a flamethrower. And yeah, that's pretty much the skills, really. It's a lot of mix and matching, but the on screen is what I have used. So don't copy it down, skill for skill if you want to use this build. I recommend you just experiment with these weapons first, see what you like, and see what you want to go for and what your playstyle really is. I really highly recommend you do that. So without further ado, guys, I am going to move on to the gameplay, but first I'm going to talk about the perk deck. So the perk deck I'm going to be using is Muscle. So Muscle, the reason I chose Muscle over any other perk, I was going to pick Armorer, But that was a stupid decision. So I'm going to go for muscle. Yeah, the downside to it is it's not realistic, because in Resident Evil you can't regenerate health. But it's realistic to a sense of the description. You are tough as nails, and it's meant to be a skill that means you can survive and take a lot of damage. And you can take a lot of damage from shots. And in Resident Evil 7, Ethan takes a fucking load of damage. He takes a shit ton of damage, and I won't spoil anything in case you haven't played the game, but Ethan has very serious injuries in the game, and he still carries on, and he survives. Somehow he survives. So like it's crazy. No major spoilers, but it's crazy how much he can take and still carry on and survive. So seriously, it's crazy how much he can take. So that's why I went with muscle, because he's tough as nails. But with the throwables quite interesting. I went with Dynamite because there wasn't much to go for, but I was thinking as I was playing through the game, thinking, because I already had my mindset on making a build based on Resident Evil, but I was thinking, what about the explosives? Can we throw grenades? Can we throw stun grenades or something to stun the creatures? No. But there are these things called remote explosives, which look a bit like Dynamite. Obviously, you put them down and they explode. They're like trip mines, really. So if you have trip mines, you can use those. But trip mines aren't going to be that helpful, because you could put them straight down on the floor and blow them up in the game. But in this game, Dynamite is a good option, because it kind of looks like, you know, remote explosives all strapped together and stuff like that. So Dynamite's a valid option. There's also a scene where you have to use Dynamite in Resident Evil 7 too, so it kind of links. So yeah, that is pretty much the build, guys. I used So as well for the character, because it looks a little bit like Ethan. You don't see Ethan a lot in the game, only some sequences where you can see yourself in the mirrors, in the mirror and stuff like that. So yeah, I won't spoil too much, but there's only some sequences where you can see yourself. And looking at the character model, the closest I can get to is So. I don't know if there's any other character that you guys recommend, but So seemed the most reasonable one to go with. He kind of looks similar, but obviously Ethan has sort of whitish hair, So has blonde, but that's the closest I'm going to get. And God forbid I am not picking Rust. He looks nothing like Rust, okay? Ethan's a lot more younger. Thank you very much, guys, and we're going to go straight into the gameplay with, you know, a little bit of footage first, like I usually do. And, yeah, we're just going to talk about the build and the overall build and skills afterwards. So enjoy the video, guys. I really do hope you enjoy it. Hi, hope you guys enjoyed that little clip there of the the showcase of the build. I'm just going to talk about it now with some gameplay over the background, you know, over the top of the video. So, basically, what this build is supposed to be is obviously Resident Evil style, and I'm going to talk about the skills and stuff. Like, first to begin with, I'm going to talk about the weapons. So, with the skills, I use first aid kits. So, the reason I use that is because obviously first aid kits, you use them in Resident Evil. Heavy armor, just a quick recap, because obviously you just get you know, you're a lot slower in Resident Evil. And the reason I put Sprinter on and I put on Duck and Cover non-ace as well is because in Resident Evil you can get speed boost, so I kind of acted as if I was getting a speed boost in Resident Evil, and so in that sense, with the weapons too, with the shotguns and stuff, I want to show you some gameplay on the safe house. I played a game of Rats as well with the Jocelyn and the Rhinebeck shotgun. My apologies. With the flamethrower, you saw in the quick little montage I used the flamethrower for you guys. Unfortunately, it's not that effective. In Payday 2, it's not that effective. I wouldn't recommend bringing it on a heist. I would recommend the Jocelyn or the Rhinebeck shotgun with a Tremano pistol or a cross-kill pistol, just because that is the most effective and that is the way I normally play this build. That's the way I normally play Resident Evil in that matter. I don't use the burner a lot. The only time you use the flamethrower in Resident Evil is to clear off bugs. That's pretty much it. It's pretty much useless after that. But yeah, so with the weapons, it doesn't matter what attachments you put on them. Don't worry about the attachments. You can have no attachments with it for like but I think with stuff like gun nut and trigger happy, gun nut being the reload faster, shoot twice as fast skill, my apologies, but the shoot twice as fast was a yes for me when it came to the pistols, because in Resident Evil the pistol fires slow as hell. There's no helping it. The pistols are really slow to fire. So in this game, having them sped up is a lot more to the style of Payday 2, but still keeping the same weapons from like Resident Evil, weapon types from Resident Evil. But yeah, there's not really much to say after that. Bloodthirst comes into play, obviously, if you're going to be using the chainsaw, or if you don't have that DLC, obviously use the bolt cutters. But yeah, other than that, that is going to be the build, guys. There's not really much to say. I've showed you everything I can about the build. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you're going to use this build, let me know if you've used it, and let me know with a message or in the comments below how you feel about the build. Is it any good? If it isn't good, then let me know. If there's any improvements you put onto it or anything you'd want to add to it, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you want to use the weapons as well. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for some more Payday 2 content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.